Well, you can guess where this is. Ratcliffe Power Station, in its final days. As in, it's probably got, what are we now, we're the 14th of September, so it's got exactly 16 days left to live live. Come on. So I thought I'd come down and get one last look at it whilst it's still live. This is new, I've not noticed this before. I wonder whether they've put all these signs up in preparation for it being shut to stop trespassers and the like. I don't know, could be wrong. Have a quick look down at the main entrance. The sky formation, the cloud formation is really good today. It's roughly about, I would say, 16 degrees. Let's put this on that side. You could say Saturday the 14th of September. There's another CCTV sign there. These are all new signs. I wonder if they've just said that. I wonder if they've put them up for closure. I don't know. Now, I've got hundreds of pictures of this place. But, I'll have 100 more in a minute. Clouds are really good for photographing structures like this at the moment. I keep putting that over my left shoulder, put it over my right shoulder. Have a look at the main entrance. There's no activity going on here at the moment. There is a few cars in there. I wonder what that was then. It's a plane up there. I don't know if anyone can see it. Let's see if I can get a picture of the cloud formation from here. I'll put the camera back on, the GoPro back on, when I'm at a different point, but this is the entrance, the main entrance to it. Like I say, as of the 14th of September. Uniper, the company that run it. So beware guard dogs, or dogs on patrol. They're all new signs then. Danger overhead live wires. Do not climb over the top of the column. You'd have to be crazy to do that, wouldn't you? Yeah, these are all new signs, these. Who's put these up? Uniper have put them up. Anyway, I'll put the camera back on when I'm round the other side. Save on the memory card.
If you do not leave immediately, the police will be called.
Bloody hell. Did you hear that then? Entering an area of something or other. Security have been notified. If I do not leave the area immediately, the police will be called. No, they won't. I've been here thousands of times photographing this place. I've put the camera back on because I got that message. I don't know where. There's a camera there pointing right at me. Look at that. That one there is pointing right at me. If I do not leave the area immediately, that said. Well, I won't be going anywhere on the say-so of a recorded message saying the police will be informed I bet that camera there on that swivel follows me. Security have been informed and the police will be now the camera, my GoPro I think only caught the last half of that. Interesting. Well, that camera there's not following me. Normally it does. But that one in front of me, don't know if the GoPro's picking it up right at the end of that fence line there. That's looking right at me. I've been here that many times now that I'm not being big-headed or anything, but you'd think that they'd kind of recognise me in one way, I suppose. I always wear the same stuff, I have the same camera, and never go onto their property. Not unless I'm invited. I mean, I suppose I could wrongly use section 33 Criminal Justice Act, blah 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 blah, to walk through that open gate. But my argument to that, when people use that, the idea of photography auditing, and I've said this 1,000 times, is to exercise your rights as a photographer from a public place. Now, how can you exercise those same rights on private property? You can't. So they obviously didn't like me standing too close to their main entrance. Anyway, again, I'm going to turn this GoPro off because I want to save the memory on it. If that message comes to anything, or anybody approaches me, I'll be sure to put the camera back on. But in the meantime, I'll speak to you around the other side. Come on, turn off. I can trigger that noise again. The camera's turning around to point at me. There it is, looking directly at me. There, look. Now this camera's not got a zoom on it. Not a camera, this this lens hasn't got a zoom on it. Don't think it's going to go off again, that. I have heard that before, but not for a long time. Then you've got okay, so that camera there on that pole is pointing right at me. Let's have a look, see if it follows me. No, it's not following me just yet. Yeah, so unless it can't. Oh, it is, it's looking straight at me again. So whoever's watching me, I'm watching them. One more picture from this end and then we'll go over to the other side. Over to the other side. See the fuel supply. Like I say, I'll put the camera back on when I'm over there. So this is the other entrance, like for the trucks and things that bring the coal in and take the waste out, I guess. Private site, Ratcliffe on Soar Power Station. Security guard dogs patrolling. Ooh. Good for them. Now then, I've never actually stood this close to this gate, and we've got attention already. He's come out, he's on his radio, but he's not coming any further. And he's going back in his hut, I think. Yeah, so he's going back in his hut. See, they've put these private property signs here as well, and guard dogs patrolling here too. We can get a bit closer. We'll just stay outside the fence, we're fine. Just see the power station there. We'll go and have a look at the coal mound, or what's left of it. Not a great deal. So this is entrance number 2. I think this is just HGV entrance actually. The very first time I came here, doing this, taking pictures of the place, I walked down here, down this public footpath here, and I'd already been to the other entrance where we were a minute ago, and security came out and tried to gain details and stuff. I went down there, but I don't fancy going down there today. It's a bit overgrown. Security came out trying to gain details. I didn't give them. And I was down that little path. Cyclists. After you. Well, there's a few of you. Alright. Okay. Let me neck, it's a convoy. Any more? You the last one?
Last one.
Lovely. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I wouldn't give security any details. So I'm down there taking some pictures, and I could hear police sirens. And yet, sure as hell, police turned up, searched me, detained me under section 43 of the Terrorism Act. Searched my car, which I made the mistake of leaving close to where I was. Obviously they didn't find anything. Now I never pursued that any further, but they really had no grounds for that detainment or search, unlike what happened in town at Into a few years ago. Which I did pursue, and I did get compensated, but that was a lesson learnt, I guess. Right, so we'll go round to where the store of coal is. Blackberries are out already. It's a lovely autumn. Would it be autumn? Middle of September? Don't know. It's suppose it's verging on autumn now, isn't it? I'll put the camera back on when we get a bit closer. This is the fuel store. You hear that earth mover down there? Just scraping up the last of the coal, putting it into mounds which are just over there, behind that green fence. But a couple of years ago, when you stood here a couple of years ago, you couldn't see these conveyors at all for the coal. It was that high. Now look at it. There's a tiny little mound there in front of me, and that's it. That'll be burnt off in the next couple of weeks or so. So this is the last days of Ratcliffe Power Station. It's not actually on load, not actually generating today. More of these private property signs, dogs on patrol. Yeah, look at that. I guess these guys that work in this area will be out of a job in a couple of weeks. As will most of them that work here. But yeah, like I said, the railway line is just the other side of that mound. Call it merry-go-round, where it comes in and it does like a loop around and it tips over there, and then the conveyors, it gets shoved into a big pile and the conveyors take it into the pulverizers, grind it down to a fine powder, and it gets put into the furnaces and burnt at an incredibly high temperature. I don't know what temperature is, but coal dust burns a lot hotter than coal blocks, so I suppose it provides more efficient. Now this is another one of them cameras that have got speakers on them. This is one that shouted at me a few years ago. I don't know whether that recording was an actual person or just a recording. Really don't know. I'll try and get up on that bank somehow, but I'm a bit close to that main road if you do that. So I'll put the camera back on in a minute. I think he's just doing loops of the area to gather up the rest of the coal, I guess. There's a picture of him there. Sorry about the camera being right in front of the GoPro. It's not actually scooping anything up. So I wonder how many tons of coal there are left there. Not a great deal. Now where we are now, that's the A453. This used to be another entrance to the power station, but since they dualled that road Used to be a single carriageway road. Since they dualled it, obviously they shut this entrance down because they'd have had to have put in extra slip roads and all that kind of stuff, and they've got the main entrance down there. That's a good shot there of the towers with the lines heading towards it. Yeah, so like I say, this used to be an entrance. No admission to this area without permission from the station manager if your appliance exceeds 21 feet. Well, I'd want to know how it got here in the first place if it exceeds 21 feet. Contact 0115 936 5000. I presume that would be the data controller, would it? This is about as close as you can get to it. There is a camera there, but I don't know whether it's working. It doesn't look like it is. Like I say, it's about as close as you can get to it without going on the site. There's a camera up there on that pole. Some good pictures today. The light's really good. So this will probably be the last time I'll ever visit this place whilst it's still an operational station. It would have been good if it was running. I mean, it is running, it won't be cold. I don't think I've ever been here before. Let's get another shot. So in a year or so's time, all this will be gone. So I guess at one point there was a security hut here. Oh, maybe there on that plinth there. Perhaps it's been knocked down. It's all well kept in there, isn't it? Yeah. Be interesting to see what becomes of it. Power fence, we ain't touching that, especially if it's wired up to that, which I don't think it is. So yeah, that was Ratcliffe Power Station in its dying days. And it's also, to note, the last coal-fired power station in the UK. Well, the last operational one anyway. 2 years' time, all this will be gone. There's something in its place, or will it end up like Willington, where the towers stand for 25 years after it's shut? And it is 25 years this year since Willington closed. Closed for good in 1999. Yeah, anyway, I think that's it from Ratcliffe Power Station. So, farewell. Thanks for your years and years of generation and keeping the country lit and warm. We're now relying on other sources, as in renewables, imported energy, gas. We're still burning a lot of gas in this country, and nuclear. There is a little bit of vapour coming out of that tower, cooling tower there. Or is it the clouds? It could be the clouds. But no, I think it's a bit of vapour coming out of there. In fact, there's a bit of vapour coming out of all of them. So it is just on tick over. Anyway, that's it. So if anything happens, we'll put the camera back on, but for now, thanks for joining me this final farewell tour of Ratcliffe Power Station. Oh well, there's a view I've not seen before. This is the path that I filmed the time lapse from a few years ago. At night, at sunset. Apologies if there's any wind noise. Wow. I don't even think he's noticed me yet. Look how empty it is. There's a tiny mound of coal just over there. Can't quite catch what they're saying, but yeah, all that there used to be full of coal. You wouldn't have seen those conveyors for coal. And that's a view of the station that I've not seen before. I've never got this close to it. I mean, I suppose, no, you can't get down there. I'm not even going to try and get down there. Is that all he gets for a shed? That little hutch. Must be a boring existence working in that little hutch. I wish I'd got my phone now, I could get a good shot of that. One more shot and then we're going. That's it. Right, that really is the end, and it's almost the end of Ratcliffe Power Station too. It's a shame really, because I've been, over the years I've enjoyed coming here, photographing and filming it, getting stopped by police, security, getting left alone by police and security. I've enjoyed it. I see. Oh no. Yeah, so farewell Ratcliffe. You did us proud.